Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss the debacle that is Meghan Markle. And oh my goodness, Tina Brown has absolutely roasted Meghan Markle again. This time it is on her Substack. She has an account called Fresh Hell, and it's also the Tina Brown Diary. So here we have this article called Megan's Buzzkill, and I'm going to read it out for you guys. This is such a delicious morsel. Sit back and relax, okay? This is so good. With Love Megan never really recovers from its preposterous opening scene of Megan dressed in a veiled beekeeper's spacesuit, whispering with her apiarist about the wonder of bees. But is the apiarist really hers? The house where the show is shot isn't. Perhaps he was found on Airbnb. Much of the rest of the episode is devoted to preparing the banquet of perfection and fragrant bath potions that will be showered on Daniel Martin, her makeup artist, dear friend, and bemused hostage. He was probably found in a coma the next morning, overpowered by the fumes of grated lemon zest. With her unerring instinct for getting it wrong, Megan has come out with a show about fake perfection just when the zeitgeist has turned raucously against it. Trump's America is a foul mouthed and disheveled cultural place where podcasters in sweaty t shirts, crotch rot jeans, and headphones achieve world domination on YouTube. The real person of the moment is Pamela Anderson with her proudly wan bare face. As early as 2015, the lifestyle OG Martha Stewart understood the tide was turning against overproduced flawlessness when, as she put it, she dug herself out of an effing hole of Martha hate by trash talking her own mistakes at a Comedy Central roast of Justin Bieber. Megan, on the other hand, has never figured out a convincing persona. Masquerading as an influencer, she's the ultimate follower, which inevitably means she's behind the curve. The series Megan should have made is the story of what a flaming flop the last 5 years have been. Candor at last. If she had shown us that truth, with door slamming scenes of her shrieking, "Find me an effing project," at the multiple brand consultants revolving through her Montecito manse, and Harry conked out on a sofa in his earbuds, the British public would be clamouring to have her back. Instead, With Love Megan is a testament to how far the belligerent Duchess of Sussex has rowed herself backward in time since she first burst into the public consciousness more than 8 years ago. How on point with the era she seemed then, the biracial beauty, who, despite bringing out the worst misogyny in the tabloid press, became a feminist influencer the world and Prince Harry could rush to defend. To sign on as a royal, she had to close down her successful blog, The Tick, a lifestyle/female empowerment mashup that was a strenuous knockoff of Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop ethos. It presented a diptych, candle-scented world sprinkled with celebrity girlfriend crushes, humanitarian shout-outs for fashionable liberal causes, and bath products made by women survivors of domestic abuse. Wreathed in social justice umbrage and posing bare-legged in daring strapless Ralph and Russo haute couture for Vanity Fair, she was the great youth and diversity connector the House of Windsor sorely needed. It's worth remembering that during that blazing year of her courtship and engagement to Harry, she even eclipsed beloved, relentlessly appropriate royal icon Kate Middleton, who had succumbed without a murmur to royal pantyhose and taken 5 years to appear on the cover of Vogue, muffled in a brown suede Burberry coat. To the discomfort of the then Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, the New York Times proclaimed the newest royal couple young, diverse, and exuding cool. There was one pivotal what might have been moment for Meghan in 2018 before everything went sideways, when her culinary and lifestyle interests fused with an authentic charitable initiative. Remember her recipe collaboration with immigrant women displaced by the tragic inferno of the Grenfell Tower? Together, our community cookbook raised £500,000 for the fire victims and was an instant Amazon bestseller. Photographs of a charmingly absorbed, apron clad Meghan stirring a stovepot sauce at the Al Manar Islamic Centre in West London alongside Grateful Mums was a PR slam dunk for both her and a monarchy seeking to modernise. The trouble with Meghan is she's just too damn impatient. Who announces a new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, and hounds celebrity friends to talk up her strawberry jam on social media without doing due diligence on the availability of the trademark? Her ravenous quest for prestige and a supersized Hollywood halo means she is in an endless boot camp for reputation rehab. Dial back to the original, epically misconceived blunder when the palace was blindsided by the Megxit Emancipation Proclamation, fully spelled out on a website called Sussex Royal, a title they had not sought the necessary permission from Queen Elizabeth to use. It didn't take a rocket scientist to know that at age 94, the monarch clearly had only a few years more to live, at which point the family chess pieces would start to move around the royal power board. All Meghan had to do was shut up and wait, go quiet for a couple of years, start a family, keep her eyes trained on the splendid royal real estate that would soon come up for grabs. As it is, King Charles is so overhoused he could sleep in a different palace every night. The moment William ascended to his role as Prince of Wales, there would have been new global gigs and red carpet rollouts raining down on the Sussexes' heads. But no, offered the Commonwealth or Netflix, the Sussexes, with naive avarice, chose Netflix and a 3-book deal and a Spotify podcast contract, forgetting the dread obligation to grind out successful deliverables they mostly failed to deliver. The commercial blockbusters of the Harry and Meghan documentary and Harry's explosive memoir Spare were Pyrrhic victories that alienated the House of Windsor for good and burned the Sussexes' London Bridge to the ground. What Harry and Meghan forgot was that the great thing about being royal is you can be as boring as FUCK for as long as you live and still be treated as the most important person in the room. The only reason any of these deals were signed was for low down dish on the royals, and Meghan, in another fit of vainglorious yearning, this time for a sit down with TV's ultimate deity, gave that away to Oprah for free, infuriating Netflix, whose multi-million dollar deal got them sloppy seconds. 4 years later, the Sussexes' life is now all about pretending, showing up at B-list charity galas that would have been tossed into a palace private secretary's reject pile, making uninvited disaster tourism appearances, or going on mock royal tours that only served to remind us they could have done the real ones with more sizzle than anyone else in the depleted House of Windsor. Before the first season of her new show dropped, Netflix had renewed it for a second. In a video on Instagram, Meghan explained about her nascent business as ever essentially means as it's always been. And if you followed me since 2014 with the TIG, you know I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do, and I haven't been able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can. Yes, let time run backward. Let's expunge all the botched recent history and return to the airbrushed days of the TIG. That's what Megan wants. Back to the future that never was, the future that was supposed to be. No mess, no controversy, and perfect table settings. So there you go, guys. That is Tina Brown roasting Meghan Markle, telling her like it is that she should have just shut up and waited and not to have been so impatient. I love it. I love it. It's what we all want to say. Thank you again, Tina Brown. We love your work. Guys, get on Substack. Her page is amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I will keep these videos coming. Thank you, guys. Bye.